project, and he helped me to make the things go smoothly ahead. And our main concerns in the beginning was to get the project accepted by the government of Nepal. During that time, India had a main concern to go with it, because we still recognize the height measured by Survey of India, and so they had a great interest to go for it. And we had received some request to go we collaborate in this kind of measurement. But I was fortunate to meet the Survey General of India and my counterpart from China in New York. We were in a meeting over there, and then I told them what is the main aim of this project. People from Survey Department will be, their capacity will be enhanced in the sector of computation, in the sector of data acquisition, and in the sector of knowing the new technology, advanced technology in this geodetic measurement, the measurement of height. And so that was the second objective of this. The third objective was to acquire the scientific data. We always receive the only high data from other communities from the international, other team from international scientific community, but we never get the scientific data like weather data and other relevant data. But our objective was also to find out the data so that it will help us to calculate the rate of the melt of snow. That was our also the third objective. And the most important and fourth objective was to create the foundation, to create the infrastructure, geodetic infrastructure of whole country, so that once we learn to define the geoid, once we learn to compute the leveling data, once we learn to process the genesis data, then we can proceed throughout the country, and we can have the high resolution geoid of our dream throughout the country. With this capacity, we can mobilize this capacity to bring other data done for the country. So these were the four major objectives of this project. And so I constantly advocated the importance of this project with these four objectives, and I'm sure that once the height gets disclosed, of course the Nepali people will be very happy that survey department, not only in survey department but also the government of Nepal is capable to address the people's aspiration. The government of Nepal works for the to enhance the thing of snow, and also it will the part of the country to go for in the high resolution geoid of it. So I am very much hopeful for that, and I am very much excited to hear the presentation from the most important the people who were basically involved in the success of this project, and we will learn how their impression, so that if this project is really meeting the objective of while we incepted this project. And what another important thing what I wanted to mention that there were the other thing was that during the initiation of this project, while there was a media coverage about the costing of this project, there were rumors that one guy also blamed me that are you sponsoring this project from your own property or something like that. But this kind of rumors were there, and what we started in the beginning, that we wanted to reduce the cost. That's why Sushilji and his team worked very hard to request the international community to provide their resources, to provide knowledge, what we can complete this project with the minimum cost. And that also happened. Finally, I think Survey Department is very close to disclose the new height of the Mount Everest, and that will be the happiest day for me in my life, and of course for the people of Nepal. We recognize in the world community by ourselves with the country of Mount Everest, and if our involvement, engagement with the high determination will certainly enhance the dignity of we Nepali people, and I'm sure the survey department will have better capacity in this sector, and basically the young engineers will have room to contribute through their best capacity for the nation building, and the survey department will ultimately be in better position, stronger position to contribute for nation building. So having said that, once again, I'd like to thank you all, guys. Thank you so much. I feel always, happy to with you. You always, once I was talking to you about the morning shows the day. So you guys are doing very good job. Yeah, the geomatics profession is in your hand. Geomatics profession is the only profession that can build the nation in a better position, so that we are the beginning of any development activities. So please keep on doing these kind of good things. Keep on discussing the important issues, sharing the information, sharing the views will make you people more innovative, I would say, more innovative, and and also for the people from the private sector like Naksha, Uttam, you guys should keep on working hard. You guys should keep on also promoting the government organizations, so that you can collaborate with between government as well as private sector can collaborate better to bring a better position in the country. And so I'm fully hopeful for that. I thank you very much, and I have no words to express my happiness. Thank you, Sarad. Thank you all the team. Namaste. Bye.
Thank you very much, Bhatta sir. As always, your words of encouragement and guidance have proven to be extremely motivating for us, and we'll continue to these sessions as well as other initiatives in future. So we start with actual presentation. I'd like to welcome a few distinguished guests to the audience. We have Mr. Turenath Boral, ex-executive director from Survey Department. We also have Mr. Subhas Ghimire, head of Department of Geomatics Engineering, Kathmandu University. We have lots of other foreign and national distinguished guests. Since it's not possible to introduce everyone, and I'll try to do that whenever I can, I'd like to proceed forward to the presentation session now. So let's start from Sushil sir. Mr. Sushil Dongol will give us his first presentation that is about his experiences on leading the team in measurement of height of Mount Everest. So Sushil sir, if you have everything ready, you may share your screen and unmute. Hello.
In the midway, I'm sorry, I'm not Sushil Dongol. Sushil sir may be having some internet connection problem. So, if you are there, you can announce our next upcoming event in the meanwhile.
Thank you. Thank you, Saratai. We all know maps are very useful tools for visualizing any kind of information. And in this particular case, when the whole world is being troubled by the infectious diseases like COVID-19, Nepal Geomatics Engineering Society had started a mapping competition. We can say the competition that is themed on this particular thing: the COVID-19 visualization of the data, the analysis of data, and maybe some tools that could help us fight against this disease in some way possible. So we would encourage all of you, who will be possible, who will have time enough to do some works related to this. We are announcing our COVID-19 theme mapping competition. So the main theme should be in COVID-19
recognize the height measured by
the areas that we could work on would be data collection platform, or maybe some map-based visualization, web-based map application.
We will have time.
We will be sharing more of this information in our Facebook groups and in upcoming sessions. But yes, we are planning. We have announced. We announced you that we are starting a mapping competition regarding COVID-19 theme. So we would love to have your active participant in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Prosandai. For everyone, Posan Nirola is the Secretary of Nepal Geomatics Engineering Society. We have Sushil sir back. Sushil sir, requesting you to share your screen and unmute. Sushil sir, any problem in sharing your screen? We cannot hear you, I think. No.
Sushil sir, can you please leave the group and rejoin it again? In the meanwhile, Arun, can you elaborate the program again to our new audience?
Yes, so everyone, for everyone who has just joined, we are doing this session until Sushil sir resumes with the presentation. I'll give you an introduction about this event and how we proceed to do this, continue this moving forward. So this is the continuity of our web talk series that we started a few weeks back. We did the first one on the use of geoinformatics technologies in COVID response in Nepal and around the globe. We heard about the experiences of the Nepali professionals working in USA and Europe and in Nepal and their experiences. This session is focused on the measurement of height of Mount Everest, and we have speakers that have been involved in the expedition as well as in the overall project leadership. We heard from Mr. Ganesh Prasad Bhatta about how the project was initiated. We have two members from the expedition team who reached the top of Mount Everest, and we have Mr. Bigyan Banjara, who has been working on the processing of the data. So we'll hear from them. We have Sushil sir back. I think we could hear you. But you are on mute. You are muted right now. Can you unmute, Sushil sir? Yes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. It's okay that you can hear me, but I think I have to see my presentation in one laptop and I have to share my, I think I don't need to share it because this laptop is giving a little bit of problem for sharing this. Another laptop is sharing, but this laptop is not working. So maybe I can start the presentation since we are going out of time. Is it okay?
Yes, I think so. If it does not work, we can start.
Okay, I think it will work now. Okay, can you see my slide now?
Yes, we can see. We can
Okay,
see your
is it okay?
screen. We can see your screen, but not the slide. Um, maybe
I've already opened the slide. I mean, in the full screen.
I think you shared one of the windows, but not the entire screen or the exact presentation slide screen window.
Really?
Can you
So
stop
you're not
sharing
seeing any?
and can you stop sharing and start sharing with the very window selected?
Maybe I think this is taking a long time. So I think now it's okay.
Yes, finally.
Okay, so I'll close my next computer. Okay, thank you very much, the entire team who are working hard in organizing this kind of series talk on different issues of measurement, the surveying and mapping. And thank you very much for giving me the time to put some information regarding this Everest height measurement. Without delaying any further time, I would directly like to go to the presentation as I was given the time for which I'm present here. So today I am the Mount Everest, how we're planning, how we planned, how we conducted, and to go quickly, these are the activities. As you already hear from the welcome remarks of Executive Director Mr. Ganesh Bhatta, that how we come over with all these activities from the very beginning of the workshop, and the corrections on those methodologies that we prepared, and then finalizing all these things and executing the program. So to discuss a little bit more detailedly, so I have included two sections to discuss today. So these are the two sections, like prerequisites. What are the requirements? Since we finalized all those methodologies, and these are the requisites and the field survey that we plan to do after the workshop. Like from the workshop, what we got some comments on our plan was like, we were planning to do the precise leveling from somewhere from the Udaipur district, and the question arose in the workshop that since you're working measuring this Everest because of this earthquake, you have a doubt that there is some shift in the position of this networks, and how can you be assured about the location of the point that you are taking as the base station? So from that remarks and from that suggestions, we roll back to our methodology, and then we revise the methodology as like in this very meeting, there were presence from the Indian Survey of India, who said that, okay, we have already re-observed, I mean, the height datum of the India has been re-measured after the earthquake also. So during the meeting, we have a discussion, and we got concerned that they will support for carrying over the height from their station to our station, and the nearest point we fixed was the Sira, mother station of the station. So these were the prerequisites for conducting the precise leveling. Yeah.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry for interrupting. I think the slides are not. Maybe you should share. Maybe you should go to full screen mode and go to the slide.
Yeah, I'm in the full screen mode.
I think we cannot see. We
I'm not. Yeah, I will discuss more on this slide, and I have some more slides to show afterwards. So I have not changed my slide till now.
Okay. You were discussing about the. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I will discuss more on this, and then I will cover up all the methodology in a few more slides. For all the methodologies that we will be conducting, so we have to do all the necessary reconnaissance survey and monumentation, whatever we need to do before we conduct the survey. And we also needed to be assured with the instrument that we have and that we need. Like we were searching for this sophisticated instrument to check at the Everest, so which can be used easily, whose battery can last longer, which the working methodology, I mean the handling techniques are easy and all those things. So we are searching for those kind of machines and GPS receivers for the peak, and also for the trigonometric leveling to receive to get the high accuracy. The theodolites that we have in the survey department are okay or not, if they are need to be prepared or not. So, and also for the distance, like previously by Survey of India, they used the geometer to measure the distance, but now those machines were not working that we have in the department. So we were also searching for the total station that can be used to measure the distance to maximum distance that machine can be used. So these are the requirements for conducting and for going to the field work. One component is capacity development. As Mr. Ganesh said that the main another one of the objective of the this project is to develop the capacity of the staff. So we also plan for all these things, capacity development, how we can develop the capacity in order to do the processing, all those things, how we can develop the capacity to, because you see, we have kind of generation gap that the staff that we have now in the survey department need to be trained on trigonometrical leveling really in the field. So this kind of preparatory works needed to be done. And after all these preparatory works finalized, then we started with the methodologies, I mean the field work, which were planned according to the workshop. So to discuss on this methodology that we plan to measure the Everest, so these are the lists of the methods that we plan. Like while going to the traditional method, we plan for the trigonometric leveling and the precise leveling to carry the Indian datum to our datum. And as advanced or modern technology, we plan to use do the gravity survey and GNSS surveys, from where we can define the geoid, the regional geoid, or we can say the local geoid of this Everest region. Because you see, we have not prepared the geoid for whole country with high precision. The only one is the one with the airborne gravity. It was done in 2011, and there was some remarks regarding the accuracy of that geoid. So these are the major, I mean the procedures that we were following during our last 2 years to conduct the field work. And the most hard among this field work
Sorry, Sushil sir, we are not able to hear you again. We are having a really bad network connection, I think.
Yes.
Arun Bhandari?
Yeah. I think we stopped hearing Sushil sir at some point. We have. Do we still have?
Maybe I think you can start with another presentation, and Sushilji can be asked in at the end to sum up his presentation. I think that will be better.
Yes, Arun. I just had I talked to Mr. Sushil Dangal, and he is having some problem. He will be back soon. Let's continue with the next one.
Okay. So sorry everyone for the inconvenience. I think back we had some problem with the slides as well, besides the sound, because the slides did not change frequently. I think there is some problem with the presentation mode as well, because like Sushil sir says he is seeing the presentation mode, but we're not seeing that. Sushil sir, you are muted. I think you can resume, but after you unmute.
Yeah, okay, I'm back now. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, please.
Is it okay now? Sorry for this inconvenience.
Yes, please, sir.
Okay, can you see?
Sir, but we can see the slides, but we again have the problem that the slides don't change.
Okay.
It's not in presentation mode. Himlal sir, let's wait a bit until Sushil sir wraps up the presentation. So
Yeah, okay, so I'll make a little bit faster. So giving the technical problems. Okay, can I continue now?
yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was talking about the trigonometrical leveling. So the meteorological stations, it was supported from the National Geographic Society. So they provided us the meteorological stations from which we can measure all this pressure, humidity, and wind speed, all these things. And the next slide I have here is the precise leveling network from which we started from the mother station and up to the Chulamu, Pike, and Pataledana. So the total distance that we covered for this precise leveling is 248 kilometers. And for this, we conducted the precise leveling at establishing each and 2 kilometers with the permanent benchmark. And we also have a special benchmark at 10 kilometers. Up to the mother station, the Indian survey team conducted the precise leveling gravity survey and GNSS survey, and in each and every point, including every permanent benchmarks that was established to conduct the precise leveling. So including all these control points, around 160, around 130-40 points of this permanent benchmark. So including all these things, we had around 298, approximately 298 control stations in which we conducted the gravity and GPS survey. The motive of this conducting is like we already, as I said earlier, we already have an airborne gravity survey, and from that also we have then geoid. And our plan is to calibrate the geoid of the airborne gravity with this surface gravity. Prepared from this airborne gravity, it was said that there is some kind of standard deviation in this Everest region. So our main focus was to conduct the surface gravity as much as we can in this region to calibrate or to enhance the accuracy of the geoid. So what we did was we used the airborne gravity Trimble company. The GPS receiver that we used at the top was provided by the Trimble company, and so it was supported by Trimble company with the 0.5 second accuracy that has and capacity to conduct this distance for 7 kilometers. So we conducted the distance measurement from the Trimble S9 machines, and we conducted the GNS survey at the top with the R10 machines. So this is the quick look on the methodologies that we conducted for the Everest measurement. Thank you very much. So thank you very much, and sorry for the inconvenience. Hope I was able to make some clarity on these methods. Thank you once again. Saratji.
Thank you very much, Sushil sir. It was elaborate, and sorry everyone for the technical problem. Pursue such a journey. Himlal sir has been the person who had the guts. So let's hear it from him. We can see your screen. Please make the screen mode, Himlal sir.
Yes. Yes. Did you listen to me, Arun?
Yeah, I can see you. And since we don't have, I checked with the participants, we don't have a lot of foreigners. I think we don't have any foreigner here. So Himlal sir, as you feel comfortable, you can switch to Nepali as well. We can.
Thank you.
I can see the full screen mode of the slide. So like, can you present? Take it to the presentation mode.
Thank you, Arun. म चाहिँ नेपाली र इङ्ग्लिसमा मिक्स गरेर बोल्ने उसमा छु। मलाई धेरै तयारीमा पनि छैन। सबै सरहरूलाई थ्याङ्क यू, गुड इभिनिङ। यो विन्डो सेयर भएन कसो गर्ने होला
स्क्रिन सेयर चाहिँ त्यो तलपट्टि प्रेजेन्ट नाउमा
यस
अघि सेयर भइरहेको थियो सर हजुरको सेयर भइरहेको थियो यो पावर पोइन्टमै चाहिँ एकचोटि तलपट्टि सेयर स्टप होइन सेयर भइराखेकै छ ठिक छ यसको तलपट्टि जुन फुल स्क्रिन छ नि स्लाइडकै चाहिँ यो टप सुन्छ सर प्लिज कन्टिन्यू
त्यो तलपट्टि त्यो वाइन गिलास भन्नुपर्छ कि सबै थाहा पाउँछन् वाइन खाने गिलासकोलाई थिच भन्नुपर्छ कि
हजुर अहिले अघि ठिक छ
त्यसमा
ठिक छ सर
सेयर भएको छैन मैले मेरो भिडियो देखिनँ कि
हजुर हजुर देखिन्छ सर हजुरले बोल्नु भयो न हुन्छ हामीले देखिरहेछौँ
Thank you, Nepal Geometric Engineering Society's all president and all team member, and thank you for giving me such opportunity to share my some experience and to share my some knowledge regarding the history of surveying and mapping of the Mount Everest region from the ancient period to till this date. I'm not taking you much more time. My slide is so about I have to make some few slides, not more, so that I'm going to present my short presentation. The title is History of Surveying and Mapping of the Mount Everest. And by the way, the picture of the Mount Everest is taken by the Mr. Moaz Thapa. Maybe he was able to take such kind of beautiful Mount Everest picture from the helicopter. And let's start my presentation. सबभन्दा पहिला चाहिँ माउन्ट एभरेस्टको सर्भिङ र म्यापिङको हिस्ट्रीको कुरा गर्दाखेरि हामीले चाहिँ अगाडि एकदम एन्सियन्ट पिरियडबाट हेर्ने हो भनेर चाइनिज लिटरेचरहरूमा चाहिँ त्यो जेसुइट मिसनरिज म्याप भनेर चाहिँ त्यो मिसनरीहरूले क्रिस्चियनहरूको धर्म प्रचार गर्ने चाहिँ मिसनरिजहरूबाट चाहिँ नक्सा बनाउन सुरु गरेको देखिने भनेर चाहिँ त्यो मिचेल वार्ड भन्ने यो माउन्ट एभरेस्टको फर्स्ट सक्सेसफुल एक्सपिडिसन 1953 को जुन ब्रिटिस आर्मीको एक्सपिडिसन थियो जसमा चाहिँ तेन्जिङ नोर्गे शेर्पा र एडमन्ड हिलारी सक्सेसफुल सब्मिट भएका थिए त्यो बेलाको डाक्टर मिचेल वार्डले चाहिँ लेखेको एउटा आर्टिकलमा चाहिँ यो 1708 देखि 1716 सम्म चाहिँ त्यो जेसुइट मिसनरिजहरूले चाहिँ नि सर्वे गरेका थिए चाहिँ रोयल म्याप अफ चाइनिज एम्पायरको चाहिँ नि उनीहरूले सर्वे गर्दाखेरि त्यो बेला तिब्बत त छुट्टै कन्ट्री थियो तर तिब्बतलाई पनि समावेश गरेर त्यो रिजनलाई यहाँ रातो उसमा लेखेको जोमोलोङमा भनेर चाहिँ त्यसरी लेखेको चाहिँ नक्साहरू छ तर यो नक्सा चाहिँ यसको स्केच म्याप अब यसको कुनै डेटम डिफाइन भएको नक्साहरू छैन मैले यहाँ केही सानो पार्टहरू देखाएँ यसको हिस्ट्रीको कुरा गर्दा त्यो डी एन्ड भिलले भन्ने चाहिँ नि एकजना चाहिँ त्यो मिसनरिजको चाहिँ लिडर सर्वेयर थिए र उनी चाहिँ फ्रेन्च थिए र उनीले चाहिँ गरेको सर्वेको आधारमा जोमोलोङमा भनेर चाहिँ यहाँ चाहिँ उ गरेको छ र जोमोलोङमा इज नट द नेम अफ द पिक्चर उनीहरूले जोमोलोङमा भनेको रिजनलाई दिएको छ कुनै पनि चुचुला दिएको छैन त्यसले गर्दा त्यो उसको चाहिँ नि त्यो माउन्टेन रिजनको सबै रिजनको नाम चाहिँ जोमोलोङमा भनेर दिएको चाहिँ भेटिन्छ त्यो नै सबभन्दा पहिला हिस्ट्रीमा भेटिएको अफिसियल भेटिएको चाहिँ म्याप भनेर चाहिँ मिचेल वार्ड भन्ने त्यो 1953 को एक्सपिडिसनको डक्टरले लेखेको एउटा आर्टिकलमा चाहिँ पढ्न पाइन्छ त्यसपछि चाहिँ हामीले सर्भे म्यापिङको हिस्ट्री गर्दाखेरि सबभन्दा पहिला चाहिँ एभरेस्टको सब्मिट गर्न सकिन्छ सकिँदैन भन्ने चाहिँ ठुलो चाहिँ डिस्कस भयो विशेष गरी चाहिँ रोयल जियोग्राफिक सोसाइटी र ब्रिटिस सर्वे अफ इन्डियाको पिरियडमा जब इन्डियालाई अब ईस्ट इन्डिया कम्पनीबाट चाहिँ कोलोनाइज भएर उनीहरूले चाहिँ शासन सञ्चालन गर्न थाले त्यसपछि 1890s तिर पहिलोचोटि चाहिँ दुईजना चाहिँ आर्मीका चाहिँ अफिसरहरूले चाहिँ एभरेस्ट माउन्ट 1856 मा डिक्लेयर भइसकेर 1865 मा चाहिँ रोयल सोसाइटीले माउन्ट त्यसपछि चाहिँ उनीहरूले चाहिँ यो चढ्न सकिन्छ सकिन्न भन्ने चाहिँ डिस्कस गरेबाट 1951 मा पहिलो चाहिँ एभरेस्ट एक्सपिडिसन चाहिँ ब्रिटिसहरूले सुरु गरेका थिए र त्यो एक्सपिडिसनमा चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ इडवर्ड ओलिभर व्हिलर भन्ने चाहिँ एकजना सर्वेयर त्यो बेला उनी कर्नल थिए उनको लिडरसिप उनी सर्वेयर थिए तिनी चाहिँ क्यानाडियन सर्वेयर हुने चाहिँ खासमा उनको लिडरसिपमा चाहिँ 5 जनाको सर्वेयर टिम पनि चाहिँ त्यो फर्स्ट माउन्ट एभरेस्ट समिट एक्सपिडिसन 1921 मा चाहिँ उनीहरू पनि चाहिँ सँगै गएका छन् र व्हिलर पछि आएर चाहिँ के भयो भने 1941 to 46 सम्म चाहिँ उनी चाहिँ आएर सर्वे अफ इन्डियाको सर्वे जनरल पनि भएका मान्छे हुन् र उनको नेतृत्वमा गएको टिमले फोटो सेटेलाइटहरू विभिन्न चाहिँ अरू त्यो बेलाका चाहिँ किलोमिटरहरू युज गरेर लोकल डेटम डिफाइन गरेर चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ 1:1 लाखको चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ चाहिँ माउन्ट एभरेस्टको रिजनको चाहिँ नक्सा बनाएर हामी देख्न सकिन्छ। तपाईँहरूले यहाँ देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ यो चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ वेस्टमा हामी गएको रिजन, यो हाम्रो बेस क्याम्प हो, नेपाली बेस क्याम्प हो। यो चाहिँ माउन्ट एभरेस्ट यहाँ छ। उनीहरू चाहिँ तिब्बततिरबाट गएको र नेपालमा चाहिँ त्यो बेला चाहिँ 2007 सालको 1950s भन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ विदेशीहरूलाई जाने इन्ट्री गर्ने एलाउड नभएको कारणले गर्दा सबै मिसनहरू चाहिँ तिब्बततिरबाट सञ्चालन हुन्थ्यो। तिब्बत छुट्टै देश थियो त्यो बेलासम्म। र यो चाहिँ सबभन्दा पहिलो चाहिँ केही डेटम डिफाइन भएको नक्सा सहितको अलि राम्रो अफिसियल नक्सा चाहिँ यो चाहिँ भनेर हिस्ट्रीमा देखिन्छ। त्यसपछि आरजिएसले ब्रिटिसहरूले चाहिँ 1921, 1922 र 1924 मा चाहिँ 3टा एक्सपिडिसन लगातार सञ्चालन गर्छ। त्यसमा चाहिँ सबैलाई थाहा भएको जर्ज मेलोरी र इर्विन भन्ने दुईजना चाहिँ फेमस क्लाइम्बरहरू उनीहरू चाहिँ गायब भए माथि 6औं क्याम्पभन्दा माथि गइसकेपछि र उनीहरू चाहिँ गायब भइसकेपछि उनीहरूको चाहिँ मिसनहरू स्टप भयो र त्यो स्टप हुँदा रोयल जियोग्राफिक सोसाइटीले चाहिँ 1922 को 1924 को र 1921 मा बनेको त्यो अगाडिको नक्साको आधारमा एउटा चाहिँ अलि लार्ज स्केलको 1 इन्च बराबर 1 माइलको नक्सा चाहिँ उनीहरूले तयार गरे। र त्यो नक्सा चाहिँ के भने त्यो नक्साको चाहिँ त्यो इन्टरनेसनल कार्टोग्राफिक एसोसिएसनको चाहिँ त्यो माउन्टेन कार्टोग्राफी वर्कसपको चाहिँ स्विजरल्यान्डमा भएको एउटा चाहिँ कन्फरेन्समा चाहिँ त्यो नक्साको बारेमा धेरै व्याख्या गरेको पाइन्छ। यो नक्सा चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले यहाँ देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ। त्यो एकदम यति राम्रो चाहिँ नक्सा त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ यसरी बनाएको छ। तर त्यो नक्सा बनाउँदा चाहिँ त्यसलाई एटलास भनेको छ होइन। यिनीहरूले चाहिँ के गरेको छ भने चाइनाबाट चाहिँ माउन्ट एभरेस्ट एन्ड द ग्रुप अफ चोमोलोङमा भनेको छ। माउन्ट एभरेस्ट पनि छ, त्यो चोमोलोङमा भनेको चाहिँ ग्रुप अफ माउन्टेनको नाम चोमोलोङमा रहेछ कि खासमा। ब्रिटिस उनीहरूले चाहिँ चाइनिजहरूले चाहिँ चोमोलोङमा हाम्रो सबभन्दा पहिले नाम थियो भने पनि त्यो कुनै पिकको नाम नरहेछ, त्यो चाहिँ ग्रुप अफ चाहिँ उसको चाहिँ नाम चाहिँ चोमोलोङमा रहेछ। तपाईँहरूले यहाँ देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ। यो पनि एउटा सर्टेन एउटा चाहिँ के अरे चाहिँ उसमा चाहिँ गरेको छ र यसलाई चाहिँ रिप्रिन्ट चाहिँ 1934 मा रिप्रिन्ट गरेको छ। 1 माइलको चाहिँ यस्तो बुनियादमा चाहिँ यसरी बनाएको देखिन्छ। त्यसपछि गएर चाहिँ हेर्दै जाँदाखेरि फेरि ब्रिटिस सर्वे अफ इन्डियाले 1930 मा एउटा चाहिँ नक्सा बनाएको छ। त्यो नक्सा चाहिँ 1925 to 27 सम्म चाहिँ आएर चाहिँ अलि इन्डाइरेक्ट रूपमा डाइरेक्ट रूपमा नेपालमा चाहिँ इन्ट्री थिएन। उनीहरू चाहिँ अर्कै चाहिँ भेष बदलेर आएर चाहिँ ग्राउन्ड सर्वे गरेर नाम कलेक्सन गरेर लिएर गएका थिए भनेर चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ लिटरेचरहरूमा पढ्न पाइन्छ। र त्यो आधारमा निकै राम्रो नक्सा माउन्ट एभरेस्ट रिजनको नक्सा चाहिँ निकै राम्रो चाहिँ 1930 मा चाहिँ सर्वे अफ इन्डियाले पब्लिस गरेको छ। यो चाहिँ यो बेलासम्मको सबभन्दा राम्रो नक्सा चाहिँ यो नक्सा मानिन्छ। र त्यसै गरेर चाहिँ यो ब्रिटिसहरूले चाहिँ स्टप गरेको एक्सपिडिसन 1924 मा जब उनीहरूका चाहिँ फेमस क्लाइम्बरहरू चाहिँ मरे, भइसकेपछि उनीहरूले 1933 मा पनि एउटा ठुलो एक्सपिडिसन सञ्चालन गरे। 1933 मा उनीहरूले चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ फर्स्ट फ्लाइट ओभर द माउन्ट एभरेस्ट त्यो अर्को एक्सपिडिसन पनि सुरु गरे। त्यसलाई चाहिँ हर्सन माउन्ट एभरेस्ट एक्सपिडिसन भन्छ, जुन चाहिँ सगरमाथामाथिको सबभन्दा पहिला एरियल फोटो लिएको 1933 मा हो। र त्यो चाहिँ उनीहरूले चाहिँ भारतको पुणेबाट 2टा जहाजहरू स्पेसल डिजाइन गरेर ल्याएका बेलायतबाट ल्याएका जहाजहरू भारतको पुणेबाट चाहिँ माउन्ट एभरेस्टसम्म गएर 45 मिनटमा त्यहाँ पुगेर 15 मिनट माउन्ट एभरेस्टको वरिपरि चाहिँ घुमेर चाहिँ 2टा प्लेनले एक आपस फोटो खिचेर चाहिँ एरियल फोटो र इन्क्लाइन फोटोहरू खिचेर ल्याएको। र ती फोटोहरूको आधारमा यहाँ चाहिँ एउटा फेमस क्लाइम्बर एरिक सिम्पटन भन्ने थिए ब्रिटिसका। उनी चाहिँ एउटा मिसनरी अलि कुटनीतिक मान्छे पनि थिए र अलि चाहिँ माउन्टेनप्रति इन्ट्रेस्टेड मान्छेहरू छन्। उनको लिडरसिपमा चाहिँ एउटा सर्वे गर्न भनेर चाहिँ र चाहिँ एभरेस्ट चढ्न भनेर चाहिँ पहिला के देखियो भने 1935 भन्दा अगाडि जुनसुकै पनि एभरेस्टको एक्सपिडिसनमा उनीहरूले चाहिँ सबै ठाउँमा के भन्छ भने सर्वेहरू पनि इन्क्लुड गरेको देखिन्छ। अहिले पछि आएर चाहिँ त्यो चलन देखिन्छ, किनभने त्यो बेला नक्सा बनाउनु महत्त्वपूर्ण र त्यो सबै एक्सपिडिसनहरूमा सर्वेहरूको सहभागिता देखिन्छ। मैले अगाडि भनेपछि 1921 मा नेपाली 1922 मा सिजी ब्रुस भन्ने चाहिँ लेफ्टिनेन्ट कर्नेलको नेतृत्वमा चाहिँ गएको उसमा नेपाली ब्रिटिस गोर्खा राइफलका तेजवीर बुढा भन्ने नेपाली पनि चाहिँ सहभागी भएका थिए र उनी 8300 मिटरसम्म अक्सिजन बोकेर गएका थिए भनेर चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ अल्पाइन जर्नलहरूमा हामीले देख्छौँ। र उनीहरूले चाहिँ 1924 को फ्रान्सको पेरिसमा भएको चाहिँ फर्स्ट चाहिँ ओलम्पिकमा उनीहरूले चाहिँ हाई अल्टिट्युडसम्म पुगेको भनेर सिजी ब्रुस र तेजवीर बुढाले चाहिँ ओलम्पिक मेडल पनि पाएको। तर त्यो मेडल पछि विवादमा आएर क्यान्सल भए पनि उनीहरू त्यो बेलामा ओलम्पिक मेडल हाई अल्टिट्युडसम्म पुगेको मान्छेहरू भनेर चाहिँ ओलम्पिक मेडल पाउने नेपाली चाहिँ तेजवीर बुढा पनि रहेको चाहिँ हामीले भेटिन्छ। त्यो चाहिँ के भने त्यो विकिपिडियामा अथवा चाहिँ त्यो आर्मीको ब्रिटिस आर्मीको विकिपिडियामा गएर भने हामीले त्यहाँ देख्न सकिन्छ। भन्न खोजेको सर्वेहरू सबै चाहिँ उसमा छ। र यो बेला चाहिँ मिचेल स्पेन्डरले चाहिँ त्यो बनाएको नक्सा चाहिँ म्याप फोटो थर्ड लाइनबाट बनाएको नक्सा 80 मिलियन साइडबाट बनाएको नक्सा हो। एकदमै चाहिँ तपाईँ देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ 1:20,000 को म्याप। र यो यस्तो किसिमको जान्छ र नेपालतिरको चाहिँ खासै यसमा चाहिँ हाइएको छैन, नेपालतिरको भाग छैन भन्दा पनि हुन्छ। र यो चाहिँ पनि त्यो बेलासम्मको राम्रो नक्सा र चाहिँ सबभन्दा लार्ज स्केलको म्याप भनेर चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ त्यसलाई उ गरेको छ। र त्यसपछि त्यसपछि सबै छोडेर चाहिँ के भने रोयल जियोग्राफिक सोसाइटीले आफ्नो काम स्टार्ट गरेर अर्को चाहिँ एकदम राम्रो चाहिँ बनाएका छन्। गोरक्षकहरूको नाम पनि चाइनिज भाषाहरू चाहिँ यसरी चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ हिस्ट्रीमा हेर्दा सर्भिङ म्यापिङको हिस्ट्रीमा त्यो हामी छ। त्यो बााउन्ड्रीको काम हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ त्यसमा चाहिँ बााउन्ड्रीको चाहिँ म्याप त बनेको छ, त्यसमा हाम्रो इन्भल्भ कति थियो त्यो हामीलाई थाहा भएन। र हामीले थाहा भएको कुरो हाम्रो नेपालले निकालेको पूर्वी नेपाल भनेको चाहिँ फिल्ड नक्सा बनाएको छ हाम्रो टोपोग्राफी नक्सा, जसको चाहिँ 1992 मा चाहिँ त्यहाँमाथि फ्लाइट गरेर चाहिँ यसरी गरेको छ। र हामीले भन्नु चाहिँ अफिसियल म्याप मात्रै बनाएको चाहिँ सबभन्दा पहिलो पब्लिस गरेको चाहिँ 1998 मा यो चाहिँ र मैले चाहिँ अब चाहिँ म्याप बनाएका चाहिँ एक्सपिडिसनहरू जाने उहाँहरूले चाहिँ नेतृत्वमा जाने चाहिँ सर्भेयर जनरल थिए, उनको पालामा चाहिँ लगभग 8,839 त्यसपछि चाहिँ बुढाले चाहिँ पछि 8,882 मिटर भनेर भनेका छन्। त्यही रोयल जियोग्राफिक सोसाइटीकै हो, उनी पनि सर्भे अफ ब्रिटिस सर्भे अफ इन्डियाका, तर त्यो त्यति चर्चामा आएन। त्यसपछि विभिन्न साइन्टिस्टहरूले चाहिँ गरेका चाहिँ आफ्ना हिसाबले गरेका रिसर्चहरूलाई पनि यहाँ इन्क्लुड गरिएको छ। र मुख्य रूपमा चाहिँ पिएल गुलाटीको चाहिँ सर्वेको कुरा चाहिँ निकै अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ नेपालले अथवा सबैले संसारभरको धेरैले चाहिँ अफिसियल रूपमा चाहिँ अब अफिसियल हाइट रूपमा मानेको चाहिँ 8,848 मिटर गुलाटीको 1952 मा गरेको छ। र वास्तव पिएल गुलाटीले चाहिँ यो कोशी हाइड्यामको सर्वे गर्ने क्रममा चाहिँ कोशीका सबै भङ्गालाहरूको सर्वे गर्दै जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ 1945 मा यो प्लान चाहिँ ब्रिटिसहरूको कोलोनाइज हुँदै सुरु भएको रहेछ। त्यो कुराहरू पनि मैले एउटा बुकलेट जस्तो लेख्न गइरहेको छु, त्यसमा चाहिँ त्यसको हिस्ट्री समेत प्रयास गरेको छु। यसरी चाहिँ हामीले विभिन्न समयमा विभिन्न मेथोडोलोजी युज गरेर हामीले चाहिँ हाइट मेजरमेन्ट गरेका छौँ। र सर्वेमा चाहिँ मोडर्न टेक्नोलोजी युज गरेर चाहिँ नेपालको हाम्रो चाहिँ माउन्ट एभरेस्ट सर्वे गरेर हामीले इटालीहरूलाई एकदम धेरै धन्यवाद दिनुपर्छ। 1987 मा चाहिँ एउटा इटालीहरूले चाहिँ सगरमाथा भन्दा चाहिँ केटु चाहिँ 11 मिटर अग्लो छ भनेर एउटा चाहिँ पेपरमा एउटा अमेरिकन प्रोफेसरले एकजना उहाँको चाहिँ वासिङटनको एकजना प्रोफेसरले एउटा आर्टिकल लेखेको छ। त्यो आर्टिकल लेखेको आधारमा सबभन्दा पहिला केटु चाहिँ यता चाहिँ एभरेस्ट चाहिँ एयरपोर्ट हेलारीहरूले अथवा ब्रिटिस एक्सपिडिसनले चढ्यो भने चढे जस्तै केटु हिमाल चाहिँ इटालियन एक्सपिडिसनले चढेको त्यो उनीहरू इटालियन एक्सपिडिसन गरेर हामीले चढेको हिमाल सबभन्दा अग्लो हुन्छ भने भनेर उनीहरू चाहिँ आएर निकै ठुलो लगानी गरेर जो इपिके सिआर भन्ने उसले इस्टाब्लिस गरे, ठुलो रिसर्च गरे उनीहरूले 1992 मा 87 मा र 2000 चाहिँ उनीहरूले चाहिँ सर्वे गरेको चाहिँ हामीले भेट्छौँ। र यसरी चाहिँ यी हाइट एक्सपिडिसनको सर्वेहरू गर्ने विभिन्न पिरियडमा मैले साँच्चै रिजर्भको अथवा तिमीतिर नेपालतिर दुईतिर कभर गर्ने रिजर्भको म्यापिङ कहिले कसरी के गरेर गरे भनेर मोटामोटी मैले चाहिँ मेरो प्रेजेन्टेसनलाई यहीँ कभर गर्ने चाहिँ अनुमति चाहन्छु। यदि केही क्वेसन भए चाहिँ प्लिज। हेलो
थ्याङ्क यू।
हेलो मलाई सुन्नुभएको छ तपाईँहरूले?
हजुर थ्याङ्क यू एकदमै राम्रो प्रेजेन्टेसन पायौँ हामीले। आई थिङ्क हामीसँग त्यसमा एकदम कन्टेन्ट प्रेसियस कन्टेन्टै छ। त्यो प्रेजेन्टेसन हामी सबैजनालाई सेयर गर्न चाहन्छौँ। सो खिमला सरबाट त्यो लिएर पार्टिसिपेन्ट सबैलाई हामी फेसबुक पोस्ट मार्फत त्यो गुगल ड्राइभको लिङ्कहरू सेयर गर्नेछौँ। अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ खिमला सरले स्टप प्रेजेन्टिङ गर्नुभयो हुन्छ। विल नेक्स्ट प्रेजेन्टर since we've already very late, we'd like to proceed with the presentation from Mr. Bigyan Banjara. Bigyan has been working on processing of the data. Bigyan sir, please share your screen and unmute. So while he does that, he has been working as survey officer in survey department, and he is a part of the team that's carrying out the GNSS post processing work as a secretariat member for the Mount Everest height measurement. Biganji, can you share your screen and unmute yourself? Uh, Biganji? I think we have let me uh, since begin sir seems like offline, I'd like to proceed forward with the presentation from Mr. Robin Karki. Uh, Robin Karki was one of the team members who went uh, to the peak of Mount Everest and carried out the measurements. So his experiences have been shared in other forums, and it seems really exciting and like adventurous for us. So we'd like to take this opportunity to do that again in front of all the people that have not listened to his experiences before. Robin Karki, please share your screen and unmute yourself. Hello. Hello. Robin Karki? Or begin the any of you if you're available. I think Robin is here. Robin, can you share your screen and unmute? Yeah. Yes, we can hear you. Can you share your screen?
Okay.
And yeah, language we can use
Is this okay?
Nepali or English as you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, all yours, please.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Arundai. Namaste all. I guess we're running out of time, so I'm going to share my experience of Everest expedition in brief. I will talk on the following topic: how did it begin? What was my motivation, my journey, and expedition as a surveyor.
Robin, can you speak loud?
Ganesh sir and
Speak loud.
yeah, I'll listen.
Yes.
Okay. I think in this topic, Ganesh sir and Sushil sir already discussed, so I want to skip this section. After the earthquake on 2015 April 25, the height of Mount Everest is the subject of interest for the whole world, and Nepal had to measure its height and disseminate its recent height for its national pride. A team of surveyors needed to conduct GNSS observation and GPS to Everest. Being a surveyor and physically strong and a highly motivated person, I decided to take part in the team selection. Reaching the summit is an amazing experience, amazing feeling. It truly feels like the top of the world, and euphoria you can find anywhere else. In addition to thrilling experience to stand at the highest point on the earth, it was also the matter of honor for government surveyor to conduct survey on the top of world. A team of 5 people involving the most suitable personnel was selected through series of tests that involve hiking with 14 kg backpack and wall climbing. These are some glimpses of selection process. Mountain climbing is always bears high risks. So without the knowledge of skill and experience, mountain climbing is almost impossible. Advanced mountaineering course was provided by Nepal Mountain Academy, which includes how to use mountain gears, clothing, backpacking, and climbing ice, rock, ladder, and rappelling on the same. 15 days training was held at Langtang. Final team of 4 people was selected at the end of course. And these are the some photos during the training period. After a few days rest, our team tried to look for the expedition with the best wishes of our Prime Minister. Leaving Lukla, we climb up along the Dutkesi and stay overnight. We move towards Namche, Jingbuche, Pangbuche, Chukung, and slowly towards the island base camp. And we climbed 6,189 meter high for the acclimatization. After that, we went up to Everest base camp. During this period, I got high fever and my journey stopped at Pyramid for the 3 days. After this rest, I went up to Everest base camp, and Dr. D helped me to recover, and my journey continued. This is the Everest base camp.
Robin,
We stayed at Everest base camp almost 30 days. A steep climb through the blue ice, lasting almost 8 hours, brings you to camp 1 through the Khumbu ice fall. And walking through the West Kum, you reach to camp 2, that is also called the advanced base camp. Walking through the very steep Lhotse face blue ice, we reach to camp 3, where we stay overnight and without using supplementary oxygen. Leaving camp 3, climbing goes through rock, elevand, and Geneva spurs towards the camp 4, located just below the death zone. And camp 4 is also called South Pole. Camp 4 serves as the launch pad for the summit. From camp 4, the ascent may span about 14 hours and goes through the balcony located at 8,400 meter. Climb along the mountainous ridge and continues uphill towards the Himalayas steppe, where one At the Hillary step, one person can can cross at a time. And from the Hillary step, we can see the summit. Crossing the Hillary step, final reach takes us to the summit. First picture is on the Khumbu icefall, and last picture is when we move from camp for the summit. These are the glimpses of summit. First picture showing the GNSS of the observation, and second picture showing the GPR survey. At the death zone, mountaineers' judgment becomes impaired, and some do strange things like shedding their clothes and talking to imaginary friends. Death on Everest happened after the climbers push their bodies more than their limits, which makes it hard to climb back down when returning their body is out of energy, and most of the climb in this region. Typically, climbers attempt for the summit and return back to camp as soon as possible. But we had a responsibility. And challenging part is to take our battery of instrument to the summit without discharging in extreme cold. And hardest job is to set up the instrument at the top and conduct the survey with very thick gloves at around -40°C temperature. It was evident that we spent nearly 2.5 hours more than normal climbers in order to complete our survey job. It took a lot of mental strength going up, knowing that our life is at risk. Staying too long at summit, I nearly lost my life because I used up my all oxygen at the summit of the summit during the observation time. Nima Tendi Sherpa came as a god to save my life, and he gifted me oxygen. And putting all these things aside, it is a matter of pride that we were able to conduct the GNSS and GPR survey. At last, I'd like to thanks to all personnel who supported me directly or indirectly during this expedition, and thank you for NGS team for giving me this opportunity to share my experience. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robin, for your experiences. I'm sure, like, having heard your experiences before, I know that, like, it was really thrilling experience for you, not just adventurous but also life threatening. And what you, Kimlal sir and the rest of the team have done is more than bravery. It's a contribution that the nation will always remember. Hats off to your hard work. We also want to thank the other people involved in the expedition, Mr. Nima Sherpa that you just mentioned, who contributed his precious oxygen to save your life. And like this is something that collaboration among all the people that have contributed for this big job done is something we'll always thank you for. The next presentation is from Mr. Vigyan Banjara. He has been working on the post-processing of the GNSS data I think this is going to be one of the key questions a lot of people have regarding the Mount Everest height observation, what the result is, what the data processing looks like, and when do we expect the outputs of this project. So begin the slide is visible. Can you also put it in full screen mode? Thank you so much. Unmute yourself, please, and it's all yours. For the participants, you've not unmuted. Please unmute yourself. For the participants, after the presentation is done, we have a few questions, but you can always reach out to the presenters themselves. So please proceed with the presentation. Yes, the meeting is being recorded, so we'll have the live as well as the recording of the meeting available to view later. But now we cannot hear you, The presentation is visible, but we can't hear you. Begin.
Begin. I think in two laptop. So I think we are on the next one. You can unmute any laptop you want.
Microphone अब चाहिँ अन भयो जस्तो छ हो
हजुर अहिले ठीक छ
We can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you.
नमस्ते सबैलाई मलाई सुनिरहनु भएको छ
मा पनि लग्दिनु होला विज्ञान दाइ स्लाइडलाई चाहिँ
ओके सो
त्यो वाइनको ग्लास
सुनिरहनु भएको छ हैन नमस्ते सबैलाई
हजुर ठीक छ
सम टेक्निकल प्रब्लम्स अब थप भिडियो नगर्नाले चाहिँ अल्छी लाग्नु भन्दा अगाडि मैले मेरो पार्ट सुरु गर्छु मैले आज विशेष गरी प्रोसेसिङ र सबैलाई कभर नगरिकन जेएनएसएस पोस्ट प्रोसेसिङको पार्ट मात्रै कभर गर्छु यस भन्दा बाहेक प्रोसेस लेबलिङको ट्रिग लेबलिङ र ट्रायङ्गुलेसन एउटा काम महेश थापाले एउटा काम सुरज बहादुर केसी सरले र एउटा काम शङ्कर स्टालिनले कम्बाइनले गरिरहेछन् दे आर डुइङ ग्रेट जब and I'm dealing with TNSS and I'm dealing with this topic this very beginning. अब ढिलो नगरिकन सुरु गर्छु सकेसम्म 10 मिनेट भित्र सकाउने प्रयास गर्छु लेट्स सी इफ आई क्यान म्यानेज इट अब खिमलाल सर र रवि सरले सगरमाथाको शिखरबाट जीएनएसएस अब्जर्भेसन ल्याइसकेपछि अब त्यसलाई किन पोस्ट प्रोसेसिङ गर्नु पर्यो भने पोस्ट प्रोसेसिङ गर्नुको एउटा मुख्य आधार भनेको युज अफ प्रिसाइज एफिमेरिस प्रिसाइज एफिमेरिस नहुँदा पाउने एक्युरेसी 1 मिटर जति घटबड हुन सक्ने भए भएर त्यो एउटा र प्लस पछि काम गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अरू एडिसनल सोर्सेस अफ इन्फर्मेसन राख्दाखेरि प्रोसेसिङ मोर एक्युरेट हुने भए भएर हामी के गर्छौँ भने नर्मल्ली अलि हाई एक्युरेट कामहरू गर्नु पर्दा रियल टाइममा नभइकन त्यसलाई पोस्ट प्रोसेसिङ अलि पछि अलि केही समयको ल्याटेन्सी मेन्टेन गरेर काम गर्ने गर्छौँ र त्यसको लागि हामीले पोस्ट प्रोसेसिङ गरेका हौँ र जेएनएसएसमा यो किन बढी मिनिङफुल हुन्छ भने हामीलाई जेएनएसएसमा सिस्टमले नै अलिकति एरर थपिदिने भनेको एउटा जेएनएसएस सेटेलाइटको प्रिसाइज लोकेसन र क्लक एरर र त्यसपछि हुने ट्रोपोस्फियर आइनोस्फियरको एररलाई डिफ्रेन्ट साइन्टिफिक कम्युनिटीहरूले हामी जस्तो सर्वे युजरहरूलाई चाहिँ अभाइलेबल गराउन केही समय लाग्ने भएर हामी पोस्ट प्रोसेसिङ गर्छौँ त्यो सबै फाइदा लिनको लागि र आजको यो डिस्कसनमा इन्ट्रेस्टिङ के हुनसक्छ भने हाम्रो सगरमाथाको केस जस्तै छोटो बेस लाइन लेट्स से कालापत्थर सगरमाथा 10 किलोमिटरको ओरिजिनल डिस्टेन्स तर हाई डिफरेन्स मोर देन 3.5 किलोमिटर्स भनेको मतलब 10 किलोमिटरको डिफरेन्समा 3500 मिटर भन्दा धेरै हाई डिफरेन्स भएको यस्तो सिनारियोमा जेएनएसएस कभरेजमा काम गर्नु भनेको इट्स अ भेरी रियर केस एन्ड भेरी च्यालेन्जिङ एट द भेरी बोथ पोस्ट एट द सेम टाइम र हामी चाहिँ त्यस्तो च्यालेन्जलाई एड्रेस गर्दैछौँ जुन न साइन्टिफिक कम्युनिटी जसले जिएनएसएस सिस्टम बनाएको प्रोसेसिङ गर्नलाई हो र अर्को भनेको कमर्सियल सफ्टवेयर फ्रम ट्रिम्बल इन्क ट्रिम्बल बिजनेस सेन्टर भर्सन हामीले अहिले प्रयोग गरिरहेको भर्सन 5.1 रिगार्डलेस अफ एनी भर्सन कम्युनिटीले ट्रस्ट गरेको एउटा कमर्सियल हामी जस्तोले चाहिँ रेडिली एक्सेस पाउने सफ्टवेयर दुईटामा टेस्ट गरिरहेका छौँ र दुवै चाहिँ हेरिरहेका छौँ। अब यसमा अब्जर्भेसन गर्ने बेलामा के गरौँ प्रोसेसिङमा के गरिरहेको कुरा पनि अलिकति जस्तो लागु भएर मैले राखेको अब्जर्भेसन हामीले भने सगरमाथाको पिकमा जति बेला हुन्छ अरू 8 ठाउँमा एभरेस्टको पिकमा भएको स्टेसन है रिसिभरमा चाहिँ 1 सेकेन्ड सेट गरेर ताकि there is any solution based on sampling interval एउटा र अर्को पिकमा त्यसै अब्जर्भेसन गर्न नसकिने कारणले गर्दा we want to get maximum number of observations within this short interval of time. That's why observation rate of 1 Hz or 1 of the receive Everest peak, while for the stations at the lower altitude where people to go on foot or on त्यहाँ चाहिँ कुनै स्टेसनमा 1 सेकेन्डको रूपमा चाहिँ 1 सेकेन्डको स्याम्पलिङ रेटमा जेनेसिस अब्जर्भेसन गरेको थियो र पिकमा साइमल्टेनियसली अघि रविन्द्रले भन्नुभएको जस्तै जिपिआर अब्जर्भेसन पनि गरिएको थियो एक्सप्लेनिङ टु जेनेसिस अब्जर्भेसन द करेस्पोन्ड्स टु 1 hour and 16 minutes स्टार्टिङ फ्रम अराउन्ड 3 AM इन द मर्निङ अफ 26 जुन त्यो भइरहेको थियो। अनि प्लस अब स्टेसनको नामहरू नै हेर्ने हो भने चाहिँ यिनीहरू अराउन्ड 5000 मिटरको अल्टिट्युडमा छन् एज हाई एज 5500 मिटर्स इन कालापत्थर र सबैभन्दा होचो भनेको लुकलाक 2700 मिटरमा थियो र बाँकी अरू स्टेसनहरू गौना र इम्जा लोबुचे डिङबुचे कोङ्रे लगायतका स्टेसनहरू रहेका थिए। यी सबै स्टेसनहरूमा चाहिँ लगभग 2 दिनको अब्जर्भेसन छ भने सगरमाथा अवधिको छ। किन अरू स्टेसनमा 2 दिन सगरमाथाको किन थोरै भने सगरमाथाको अब्जर्भेसन साँच्चै नै थोरै समय मात्र अब्जर्भेसन गर्न सकिने भयो र त्यो छोटो समयको पनि राम्रो रिजल्ट पाउनको लागि चाहिँ लामो समयसम्म अब्जर्भेसनमा राख्यो ताकि यिनीहरूलाई अरू टाढाको स्टेसनबाट प्रोसेसिङ गरेर यिनीहरूको सोल्युसनको रिपिटेबिलिटी हेर्नु भनेको मतलब दिनभरिको आजको अब्जर्भेसनको आधारमा एउटा सोल्युसन र भोलिको दिनभरिको अब्जर्भेसनको आधारमा दुईटा सेट अफ सोल्युसनलाई कम्पेयर गरेर अब त्यसबाट एउटा मोस्ट रिलायबल रिजल्टलाई नन कोर्डिनेट मानेर एज अ रेफरेन्स लिएर अनि हामीले चाहिँ फाइनल्ली सगरमाथाको डाटा प्रोसेसिङ गर्ने भन्ने स्ट्रेटेजी अनुसार चाहिँ यसरी बेस स्टेसनहरूमा लामो समय अब्जर्भेसन र रोभर भनेको सगरमाथा स्टेसनमा चाहिँ सके जति लामो टाइममा चाहिँ अब्जर्भेसन गरेका हुन्। अब पोस्ट प्रोसेसिङ गर्ने बेलामा के गर्यौँ भने यो रिजनमा चाहिँ हाम्रो भनेको मतलब भूकम्पपछि हामी कहाँ एक्युरेट र रिसेन्ट ओरिजिनल डेटा नभएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि हामीसँग भएको अर्को अभाइलेबल अप्सन भनेको युज अफ आइजेस स्टेसन्स इन्टरनेसनल जिएनएसएस सर्भिसेसले मेन्टेन गरेको एसिया र पार्ट अफ युरोपमा रहेका सगरमाथाको 360 डिग्री अराउन्डमा पेरिफेरीमा रहेका र हाम्रो सगरमाथामा अब्जर्भेसन भएको बेलामा अभाइलेबल रहेका आइजेस स्टेसनहरूको डेटा चाहिँ डाउनलोड गरेर आइजेस साइटबाट डाउनलोड गरेर त्यो डाटाको रेस्पेक्टमा अघि यो स्लाइडमा रहेका स्टेसनहरूको 2 दिनको डाटा प्रोसेस गरेर यसको आधारमा यो तल देखाएका साइमल्टेनियस अब्जर्भेसन वाला स्टेसनहरूको कोर्डिनेट निकालिसकेपछि यो स्टेसन आइजेस स्टेसनहरूको रेस्पेक्टमा यिनी स्टेसनहरूको कोर्डिनेट निकालिसकेपछि अब हाम्रो रेफरेन्स स्टेसनको कोर्डिनेट तयार भयो। त्यसपछि यिनै रेफरेन्स स्टेसनको कोर्डिनेटहरू प्रयोग गरेर हामीले एभरेस्टको चाहिँ कोर्डिनेट प्रोसेस गरेका छौँ। र यो प्रोसेस गर्ने बेलामा पोस्ट प्रोसेसिङमा के प्यारामिटर चाहिँ इन्ट्रेस्टिङ हुन्छन् भने हामीले प्रोसेसिङ गरेको मोड भनेको स्ट्यान्डअलोन पोजिसनिङ भनेको मतलब अरू सबै स्टेसनको चाहिँ ख्याल नगरिकन इन्डिभिजुअली सोल्युसन निकालेको होइन कि अघि मैले भने जस्तै रेफरेन्स स्टेसनको आधारमा सगरमाथामा रहेको स्टेसनको कोर्डिनेट निकालेको भनेको मतलब द्याट इज डिफरेन्सियल जिएनएसएस अथवा डबल डिफरेन्सिङ पोजिसनिङ टेक्निक हो। त्यसको लागि चाहिँ बर्निजले अलाउ गरे अनुसार जिपिएस र ग्लोनास दुईटा कन्स्टलेसनको सेटेलाइट दुईटा फ्रिक्वेन्सी L1 L2 को प्रयोग गरेको त्यसमा आयोनोस्फियरको हायर अर्डर आयोनोस्फियरलाई समेत ख्याल गरेर आयोनोस्फियरको इफेक्ट नलिफाई गरेको सगरमाथाको केसमा रातिको अब्जर्भेसन भएको आयोनोस्फियरको इफेक्ट अलमोस्ट निल नट निल बट अलमोस्ट निल थोरै हुन्छ तर हाम्रो अरू रेफरेन्स स्टेसनहरू चाहिँ रात दिन दुवै समय चलेको कारणले गर्दा दिउँसोको बेलामा पनि अब्जर्भेसन भएको हुँदा त्यसलाई कन्सिडर गर्नलाई हायर अर्डर एटमोस्फियर पनि हायर अर्डर आयोनोस्फियरको इन्फर्मेसन पनि प्रयोग गर्नु प्लस ट्रोपोस्फियर विशेष गरी यो जुन हामी अक्सिजन नाइट्रोजन हाइड्रोजन कार्बन डाइअक्साइड लगायतको अरू एटमोस्फियरको जुन ग्यासेस पार्टिकलहरू छ त्यसको कारणले हुने डिलेलाई कन्सिडर गर्नलाई एप्रोप्रिएट एटमोस्फियर एप्रोप्रिएट ट्रोपोस्फियरको इन्फर्मेसन जसलाई हामी भिएना म्यापिङ फङ्सन भन्छौँ त्यो इन्फर्मेसन प्रयोग गर्ने र हार्डवेयरको कारणले आउने र फ्रिक्वेन्सी डिपेन्डेन्ट कुराहरू जस्तो डिफरेन्सियल कोड बायस लगायतका सोर्सेस अफ एररहरूलाई समेत एकदम मिनिमल सोर्सेस अफ एररहरूलाई समेत ख्याल गरेर र त्यो स्टेसनहरूमा हुन सक्ने इन्टरमिडिएट मुभमेन्टलाई समेत ख्याल गरेर के करेक्सन लगाउन सकिन्छ के साइन्सले हामीलाई के अलाउ गर्छ त्यो सबै करेक्सनहरू प्रयोग गरेका छौँ र टु म्याक्सिमाइज नम्बर अफ जिएनएसएस अब्जर्भेसन्स satellites of very low elevations as low as 5 degrees have been used के भन्दा हामीलाई के गर्नु छ भने त्यो 1 घण्टा 16 मिनेटसम्मको सगरमाथाको डेटालाई सकेसम्म धेरैभन्दा धेरै अब्जर्भेसन युटिलाइज गर्नु छ त्यही भएर हामीले के गरिरहेका छौँ भने सकेसम्म कम एलिभेसन सेटेलाइटहरूलाई पनि प्रयोग गरिरहेका छौँ त्यो भेरी रेयर फर अदर स्टेसन्स यो सगरमाथाभन्दा बाहेकको अरू लोकेसनमा चाहिँ त्यही कम एलिभेसनमा समेत काम गर्न चाहिँ गाह्रो हुन्छ तर सगरमाथामा चाहिँ त्यो वरिपरि व्यक्ति क्लाइमरहरूभन्दा बाहेक अरू नोइज सोर्सेस अफ लगायतको नोइज नभएर त्यो एलिभेसन युज गर्नु पनि पाइएको हो र हाम्रो यसबाट टार्गेटेड कृषि भनेको चाहिँ फ्यु मिलिमिटर्स लेभल चाहिँ यसबाट चाहिँ गर्न सकिन्छ र हामीले पाइरहेका छौँ र अब यो किन थप इन्ट्रेस्टिङ भयो भने जस्तो यो फिगरमा देखिन सकिने राइट साइडमा के देखिन्छ भने सी लेभलबाट जति माथि जाँदै गयो उति चाहिँ ट्रोपोस्फियरको लेभल कम हुन्छ भन्नु मतलब एटमोस्फियर कम हुन्छ भनेको मतलब के हो भने जिएनएसएस सिग्नलको ट्रोपोस्फियरको कारण हुने डिले पनि कम हुँदै जान्छ सिम्पली भन्नुपर्दा सगरमाथामा वायुमण्डलको कारणले हुने डिले कम छ तर हामीले लिएका रेफरेन्स स्टेसनहरू सगरमाथा हुने एलिभेसनको कारण एलिभेसनमा भएको कारणले गर्दा त्यहाँ हुने एटमोस्फियरको डिले बढी छ भन्नुको मतलब अब होरिजोन्टल डिस्टेन्स 10 किलोमिटर मात्र भयो भने भर्टिकल डिफरेन्स चाहिँ अलमोस्ट अराउन्ड 3.5 किलोमिटर भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि यस्तो बेलामा के हुन्छ भने एउटा रुल अफ थम्ब छ त्यसले के भन्छ भने बेस लाइन छोटो छ तर हाइट डिफरेन्स धेरै छ भने यदि यो बिचमा हुने ट्रोपोस्फियरको इफेक्ट उचाइमा माथि भएको स्टेसनमा ट्रोपोस्फियरको इफेक्ट कम हुने तर लोअर अल्टिट्युडमा भएको जिएनएसएस अब्जर्भेसनमा ट्रोपोस्फियरको इफेक्ट बढी हुने कारणले गर्दा यदि हामीले ती दुईटा स्टेसनमा हुने ट्रोपोस्फियरको इफेक्ट अथवा वायुमण्डलको कारणले हुने जिएनएसएस सिग्नलको ढिलाइ कति छ भनेर राम्रोसँग एस्टिमेट गर्न सकेनौँ भने 1 युनिट मिस्टेक भयो भने हामीले नाप्न खोजेको हाइटमा त्यो एरर चाहिँ 3 टाइम्स मल्टिप्लाई भएर जान्छ भन्नाले सगरमाथा र लेट चाहिँ काला पत्थरको दुईटा स्टेसनको बिचमा ती दुवै करस्पोन्डिङ स्टेसनमा ट्रोपोस्फियरको इफेक्ट यति छ भनेर एस्टिमेट गर्ने बेलामा 1 सेन्टिमिटरको मात्रै एरर भयो भने पनि कालान्तरमा सगरमाथाको हाइट आउने बेलामा त्यो इफेक्ट 3 टाइम्सले त्यो इफेक्ट म्याग्निफाई भएर जान्छ हो अब यो समस्यालाई रुल आउट गर्न अथवा यसलाई सम्बोधन गर्न चाहिँ के गरिन्छ भने एउटै मात्र उपाय भनेको ती दुवै स्टेसनमा ट्रोपोस्फियरको इन्डिभिजुअल इफेक्ट के छ भनेर निकाल्ने र त्यो किन निकाल्न जरुरी छ भने हामीले हेर्न खोजेको जिएनएसएस प्रयोग गरेर सगरमाथाको हाइट निकाल्न खोजेको हाइट तर जिएनएसएसको सिस्टम आर्किटेक्चरले के भन्छ भने स्टिङ नर्दिङ र अप कम्पोनेन्ट अथवा स्टिङ नर्दिङ र हाइट कम्पोनेन्ट मध्ये जिएनएसएस सिस्टमको हाइट कम्पोनेन्ट चाहिँ सिस्टम आर्किटेक्चरकै कारणले विक छ भन्नाले रिसिभर भन्दा अप्पर हेमिस्फियर माथितिर मात्र सेटेलाइट अभाइलेबल भएको कारणले गर्दा यसको हाइट कम्पोनेन्ट चाहिँ विक छ यदि जिएनएसएस एन्टेनाले युजरको बिलोतिरबाट भनेको मतलब साउदर्न हेमिस्फियरको सेटेलाइट पनि देख्न सक्ने भए चाहिँ यो समस्या हुँदैन थियो तर एन्टेना जिएनएसएस एन्टेनाले चाहिँ नर्दर्न हेमिस्फियरको भनेको मतलब आफूभन्दा माथिको जेनिथ रिजनको मात्र सेटेलाइट देख्ने कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो समस्या आएको हो अब यसलाई कसरी प्रिभेन्ट गर्न सकिन्छ भने थ्योरी हेऱ्यो हामीले ट्रोपोस्फियरको इफेक्ट हुन्छ भनौँ त्यसलाई चाहिँ दुईटा पार्टमा हेर्न सकिन्छ एउटा भनेको वाटर भेपर बाहेकको डिले वाटर भेपर भनेको वाटर भेपरको डिफ्रेन्ट फर्म ग्यासियस वाटर भेपर त्यसले हुन सक्ने एरर वेट डिले जस्तो बादलले अथवा पानी पर्न ठिक्क परेको बादलले अथवा सेतो क्लाउडले अथवा आइस क्रिस्टलहरूले अथवा असिनाहरूले लगायतले हुने डिले चाहिँ वेट डिले भयो। नर्मल्ली अक्सिजन हाइड्रोजन नाइट्रोजन ग्यासेस पार्टिकलहरूको जुन रेगुलर छ र प्रेडिक्टेबल छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ हाइड्रोस्ट्याटिक डिले भन्छ। हाइड्रोस्ट्याटिक अथवा ड्राई डिले दिस कन्ट्रिब्युट्स टु मेजर पार्ट अफ ट्रोपोस्फेरिक डिले अराउन्ड 90%। र एन्ड थ्याङ्क्स टु म्याथमेटिक्स इट क्यान बी वेल प्रेडिक्टेड। तर वेट डिले त्यस्तो चिज हो जुन विच इज इनप्रेडिक्टेबल एन्ड विच इज डिफिकल्ट टु मोडल एज वेल। सो त्यही भएर हामी के गर्छौँ भने यो ट्रोपोस्फेरिक डिलेलाई फुल्ली एस्टिमेट गर्न नसके पनि जति 90% जुन छ ड्राई डिले त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामी एम्पेरिकल म्याथमेटिकल मोडेलहरू जस्तो जिएमएफ बिएमएफ लगायतका म्याथमेटिकल मोडेलहरू प्रयोग गरेर शास्त्रमैनिक मोडेल फिल्ड मोडेल भन्ने थुप्रै मोडेलहरू छन्। तीमध्ये कुनै हामीलाई एप्रोप्रिएट हुने मोडेलहरू चाहिँ प्रयोग गर्न सकिन्छ। हाम्रो केसमा हामी जिएमएफ र भिएमएफ दुईटा ट्राई गरिरहेछौँ। अनि थ्योरेटिकल्ली यो भिएना म्यापिङ फङ्सनवाला मोडेल चाहिँ मोर रिलायबल छ, मोर एक्युरेट छ। हामी दुवैमा टेस्ट गरिरहेछौँ र फाइनली अहिले पछिल्लो रिजल्टमा चाहिँ भिएमएफ पनि प्रयोग गरिरहेछौँ। र बाँकी जुन यो वेट डिलेको पार्ट छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ पोजिसनको 3टा कम्पोनेन्ट, अब डिफरेन्सियल पोजिसनिङ भएर बेस्ट लाइनको कुरा हो त बेस्ट लाइनमा लेट्स चाहिँ काला पत्थर र सगरमाथाको बिचमा डेल्टा स्टिङ, डेल्टा नर्डिङ र डेल्टा अप कम्पोनेन्ट अथवा हाइट डिफरेन्स कति छ भन्ने 3टा प्यारामिटर अननोन र एउटा चाहिँ ट्रोपोस्फियरको वेट पार्ट गरी कम्तीमा 4वटा अननोनलाई एकैचोटि एस्टिमेट गरेर सोल्युसन निकाल्न खोजिरहेछौँ। सो हाम्रो फाइनल सोल्युसन भनेको के हुन्छ भने हरेक इन्डिभिजुअल बेसलाइनको डेल्टा स्टिङ, डेल्टा नर्डिङ र डेल्टा अप कम्पोनेन्ट र त्यो सँगसँगै त्यो बिचको चाहिँ ट्रोपोस्फियरको डिफरेन्स। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि के हुन्छ भने हामीले ट्रोपोस्फियरमा एस्टिमेट नगर्दा हुने एररलाई हाइट कम्पोनेन्टमा गएर म्यापिङ हुनलाई चाहिँ प्रिभेन्ट गर्यो। सो दिस प्रिभेन्ट्स द प्रब्लम द्याट वी स्टेटेड हियर। त्यसले चाहिँ के गरिरहेको छ भने ट्रोपोस्फियरलाई पनि वेट पार्ट अफ ट्रोपोस्फियरलाई पनि एस्टिमेट गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के भइरहेछ भने ट्रोपोस्फियरको कारणले हाइटमा एरर आउन सक्ने प्रबल सम्भावना थियो। तर त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामीले के गर्यौँ भने ट्रोपोस्फियरलाई नै त्यो जुन वेट पार्ट अफ ट्रोपोस्फियर छ त्यसलाई पनि एउटा एडिसनल अननोन प्यारामिटर मानेर त्यसलाई पनि एस्टिमेट गरेर त्यसको कारणले हाइटमा इन्ट्रोड्युस हुन सक्ने एररलाई चाहिँ रुल आउट गरेका छौँ। भने मतलब त्यो ट्रोपोस्फेरिक डिलेको एररलाई हाइट कम्पोनेन्टमा गएर प्रोपागेट हुनलाई प्रिभेन्ट गरेका छौँ। हो दिस इज द वे, दिस इज द ओन्ली वे हाउ वी क्यान करेक्टली प्रेडिक्ट हाइट using GNSS technology, and this has been done in this project. So this is how we have been doing, and we are almost done with the GNSS. And as I mentioned, my colleagues are working on other projects, and maybe some other time we will discuss about their individual methodology and the progress they have made. So that's all my presentation. If you have any queries, then all are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Bigandai. It was a really technical session, and we had a lot of things that we had not imagined that the team at Survey Department would be doing, because like we appreciate the expedition team, and we appreciate that if their physical efforts, but then there's also a team that's working to get things done, not just like getting the data, but then results out of it. So we know that the audience has lots of questions for you regarding when the result is coming out. You've mentioned that there are other processing of other data that remains, and this is not going to be just a simple number to get to release yet. We've also heard recent news of the Chinese team also doing similar measurement projects. I'm not sure how that relates to the work we are doing, whether or not they're related. In any ways, I'd like to apologize everyone, because we had planned the session to be ended by 8:30, but then we had 30 more minutes we needed due to like some of the technical glitches we had earlier, but also elaborative and needful insights from all the presenters. I know you all have questions. It would be good to have them covered. We'll try to get answers to the to the audience from the presenters themselves. But due to the time limitation, we can't do that right now. But we can definitely work on how we can do that for you. So if you can write to us by email, or write to us in social media, we'll try to get the answers to you from respective presenters. Apologies for the Q&A session not being covered this time. It is already too late. So I'd like to thank all the presenters, and I'd like to ask Mr. Sarat Chandra Mainali, President of NGS, to give his closing remarks, and also brief about the programs that NGS plans to do in near future, the map design competition, web mapping competition that we're trying to do around COVID-19. So I personally, as the moderator this time, I'd like to thank everyone of you for being present late night, and we look forward to organizing similar web series moving further. You can also suggest us on what to cover in the next sessions. We'll always try to take your feedback, criticisms, whatever we can to revise the modality of this program. So Sarat Dai, please take over, and everyone please send us questions digitally so that we can get answers back to you. Thank you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you, Dai.
I want to say hello and warm greetings to all of you from Solukhumbu. I would like to say sorry if I will have some internet connection in between because I'm in a remote part. Well, we are pleased of your in this web-based program. Nepal Geomatics Engineering Society is honored of your presence here. Firstly, I would like to thank Mr. Ganesh Prasad Bhatta, the Executive Director of Land Management Training Center, warm and remarkable remarks. Along with, I would like to thank Mr. Sushil Dangal, Chief Survey Officer and the leader of the Everest Mapping Secretariat, Engineer Kimral Gautam, Chief Survey Officer of Katski Survey Office and leader of the Mount Everest Expedition Team, Engineer Bigan Banjara, Survey Officer and a very active guy at Everest Mapping Secretariat, and the youngest surveyor to climb Mount Everest, and the treasurer of the Nepal Geomatics Engineering Society and survey officer of Survey Department, Engineer Robin Karki, for their smart presentation and sharing. I would like to thank you all for your participation. We are extremely sorry that it's been a long time, more than 30 minutes than planned. We'll try to fix it out in the next meeting. As we all know that Nepal Geomatics Engineering Society is a professional organization of the geomatics engineers of Nepal. As a society, it is the prime duty to conduct various professional organizations, professional events. And we beg pardon for not being able to conduct programs on regular basis due to impact of COVID-19. We are in lockdown. However, I think today's event, Geospatial Meet Part 2, based on Mount Everest height measurement, is one of the best way we try to deliver to our professional circle. As a professional in the sector of geomatics, surveying and mapping, we all need to know how things are going around in our domain. And especially the issue of surveying and mapping Mount Everest is a subject of national pride. I hope we all gained knowledge how Mount Everest mapping surveying was planned, how it was submitted and expedition was done, and how things are being done for post-processing for our presenters. I'm hopeful that you all like today's program and we expect your feedback regarding the program, and please suggest us what we can do and what can be the next potential topic for the next online meet. We will be happy to receive your feedback regarding the program and our various events through any means. You can write us in our Facebook group or you can email us through contact geomatics@gmail.com. Also, we will be happy to receive your voices in personal contact. I'm proud to have such a dynamic team in our executive committee of ENGES. Thank you, each and every members of the team, for the efforts to make this program a huge success. I promise you all that we will come up with more interesting and important issues in next programs. I want to make a notice that the events organized by ENGES are not only targeted for geomatics engineers. We are more happy to welcome non-engineering survey professionals and geomatics students of different level, or any stakeholders interested in our topic. Another thing is that I'm not working in Solukhumbu district. I feel really like a part, and I feel proud to listen everything about measuring Mount Everest, because I am here and I visualize that the stations used for measurements for surveying mapping activities, I have been to many of them, so I'm happy to listen everything today. We'll be looking forward for your active participation in one of our mega event in this lockdown, that is the mapathon, which is map competition, as Poshan announced before. It will be based on the COVID topic under different domains. As mentioned, we will share the concept and the deadline and theme with you very soon. At the end, I would like to thank you all for your valuable time. Our guests, everyone, thank you very much. We will see you next time. Stay safe and healthy. And clap for your presence and for time. Thank you and good night, and see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Nepal